Hey all, 118 Seth Shadow here. So we're going to go over a few different cards today, ranging from different sets. No particular theme, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So for the first one, it's going to be Dark Alice. After talking about the reprint that's coming for the next set of showdowns, and the fact that Dark Alice has been going up, I wanted to revisit this card. So when it comes to the Legendary and the Super Legendary right now, they're pretty close in value. Market price wise, they're very comparable with a difference of only 2 cents, and the Super Legendary is on the lower end right now. This isn't something new that we've seen among cards in this game, where I think the biggest example we've had was Marazensky, where the Super Legendary was actually cheaper than the Legendary for some time. If you're looking for the ultimate rare, currently it's got a base listing of $45 with a market price of $60.48. Dark Alice will see some play as we continue to go through formats, so having some copies in your back pocket certainly helps. Then Levantine Dragon is getting more support over time, and because we got that announcement some time back, this card had been going up in value for a while. At this point, if you want the regular base form, it's $13.35 with a market price of $13.32. The evolved form is still very easy to pick up, and even if you want its legendary, that's super legendary, that's not difficult to pick up either. The regular one, it has a market price of $2.20, while the super legendary is at $7.67 right now. And if you want the super legendary of the base form, it has a market price of $17.05, but its base listing is currently $50. So that's a big gap there. Then we've also got the Millipar Faye collaboration from set 3. Looking at where it's sitting right now, the leader card along with the SP that stands in for Wizardess of Oz, both of them are pretty comparable in price right now. The leader card has a base price of about $157, and the signed version is $150-ish. Both of them have market prices that are above $200, so this is a massive drop-off. Without going into any real detail, I know that there's still some... what do you call it? There's still some, I suppose, bad blood in terms of fans versus the agency where Millipar Faye comes from. Without saying too much else, I just want to leave it at that. But overall, the card is holding in value, so regardless, it's still got that. Then I also just wanted to look at leaders in general for set 3. We've already gone through Millipar Faye, and on Monday we talked about Drifter Daria, which is 250 base. We've also got Yuti, the Meus Princess, who is currently about $70. And then we have the 3 Shadowverse Flame characters, Light, Itsuki, and Subaru, where Light and Subaru have been up in value and lower on listings compared to Itsuki, who is currently $24.89 and 10 listings altogether. So I'm actually not sure if that's a he or she, so I can't say, unfortunately. But yeah, Light and Subaru are lower in quantity overall, while Light is still the most expensive at $50, but a market price of $36.62. Gold Ship from the Uma Musume set isn't really going anywhere at this point. It has tons of listings available between all of its copies, including its signed version, which has 15 copies on the market starting at $59.50, and the regular legendary is less than 50 cents for its base listing, so it's very easy to pick up. If you want the super legendary, that is still $3.25 base, and it does have a market price of just over $4, but I don't think there's much worth in that outside of just collection value. You've also got Seiyun Sky, with Prime Dragon Keeper being able to play this card. This is one to keep your eye on for this format and potentially some for future formats. At this point, the foil is still really cheap, being at 98 cents base and a market price of 70 cents. And the regular gold, that's cheap as well, 22 cents for the market price and a base listing of 9 cents. Although you also have Flowers for You, which works directly in tandem with it, where if you want the foil of that, that's a $4 card right now, because not only can it be played with Dragon, it's also played with Daiwa Scarlet, which is the main Uma Musume build right now. And speaking of Daiwa Scarlet, we also have Vodka, who is just over $5 right now for its foil copy, and a market price of $4.24, while the regular gold has 65 listings overall with a market price of 12 cents. So also very easy to pick up unless you want the foil, but the foil's not ridiculously expensive, although for a foil, that's still on the higher side. Then we've got Dark Angel Olivia, who, despite the lack of play that we see for this card now, it's still just over $30. $31 is the base listing, and it's holding at a market price of $32.52. And you've got the Super Legendary right now at $57, which is lower than its market price of $68.46. There are Fallen Angel variant decks that I tend to see play with Abysscraft, but other than that, Olivia can still be played with Dragoncraft and some other crafts in general, just not as much as you would expect as it was from prior formats. Magical Strategy, which is a chess-based spell. The foil copy of this one has lower than 10 listings, so I wanted to see where this was at. The market price is $1.84, and it hasn't been selling very much, but we have seen sales at $3 pretty consistently when it does sell. Available listings, we are looking at $2 to $3.50 for the most part. Not much higher than that until you start adding the shipping costs for some of these listings. We're running out of quantities on Lesser Mummy, which is exclusive to the starter deck for Abysscraft. 3 listings altogether, the market price is just 20 cents. Someone did buy copies for 50 cents, where that is the highest listing that's available right now, which is 49 cents technically, but there aren't too many quantities on the market among these listings either. You've also got Insight, which has a foil promo that comes out of tournament packs, as well as the original version that comes out of the Runecraft starter deck, and their prices are pretty comparable. The one from the starter deck has 5 listings starting at $2, while the promo version is $2.77 for its base price and a market price of $3.75, but it has way more listings available than the starter deck version. Then another starter deck exclusive, Demon Flame Mage. Now, you might not see this get played too often, but for Rune players who prefer to be able to control early game, this is a very nice option to have in your back pocket. And the base form is almost $1 for its base price right now with only 6 listings, while the Evo is significantly cheaper at a 38-cent market price on a 20-cent base listing. Howling Demon has almost aligned on the base forms regular legendary and super legendary, and the same can be said for the Evo as well. They're pretty close in value. When it comes to the base form, the regular legendary is $6.45 market price versus $9.15, so a difference of almost $3. Base listings, though, have a difference of just $2 right now. And then when it comes to the Evo is $3 right now, which is actually a little higher than what I remember the base listing being before, but its market price is $3.02, and then the super legendary of the Evo is lower than its market price, $5.18, and the market price is $7.46 right there. Prime Dragon Keeper is still under $1 to pick up, but as a gold, it's higher than what you typically expect for one. And I would expect so for a card that was originally a legendary in the mobile version of this game. At 79 cents for a base price and a market price of 91 cents, it is selling for over 80 cents and has most of its listings at 80 cents or higher right now. So still very easy to pick up if you're trying to build PDK. And finally, you've got Mystic Ring, the foil version of this card, where right now this card does see play in the Chimera Daria build, and ultimately as a neutral, it could find play if you're just trying to cycle the deck while putting stuff back. In any case, I just wanted to go through the foil and see where that's at because this has been $5 almost consistently. $4.25 is the base listing with a market price of $6.49, and it has been selling not as recently, but the recent sales have been $4.25 all the way to $7.24, and among the listings that are available with only 5 altogether, we do have a number of copies at $4.25, and after that, they become $6 and higher too. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.